Hello, welcome to Video Mania 2. I'm the man behind the counter, Duncan, and today we're going to talk about a brand new 4K release. It is the 4K Steelbook from Lionsgate Limited of Basic Instinct. This movie came out in 1992. This is the US debut in 4K of Basic Instinct. It was released overseas by Studio Canal, I believe, but Lionsgate Limited, which acts as like it gives the boutique label treatment to some of their own movies, and they've been stepping in with a lot of steelbooks, and this is the first one I bought from them. I bought it from Lionsgate Limited's website, which I think is an exclusive, I believe, to this, so I had to order it from them. This movie was an erotic thriller, which is a genre that was big in the early to mid 90s, and erotic thrillers are basically like they sound, some seductive characters, some twists and turns, and these movies usually had a lot of sex scenes in it. This was the quintessential erotic thriller of the 90s. When people think of an erotic thriller from the 90s, what's the first one that comes to mind? Basic Instinct. This movie stars Michael Douglas, Sharon Stone in her star-making turn. This role really broke her through into the mainstream. George Zunda, Jeanne Tripplehorn, and Leilani Sarau. It's directed by Paul Verhoeven, who previously directed Total Recall and RoboCop, and he has a very distinctive, over-the-top style, and his style can be felt in this movie for sure. And it was directed, the director of photography was Jan de Bont, who went on to do Speed. He does an excellent job with the cinematography in this movie. And the music by Jerry Goldsmith really brings you into this story and adds to the atmosphere of this movie. Michael Douglas plays Detective Nick Curran, and he is a cop with a substance abuse problem. He's been under internal affairs investigation. He has his share of problems, and he's called to the murder scene. This murder scene takes place at the beginning of the movie of a retired rock and roll star named Johnny Boz, who's now a nightclub owner in San Francisco where this movie takes place. He's murdered brutally, and his girlfriend is Catherine Trammell, played by Sharon Stone. And they're obviously going to want to talk to her. So Nick Curran and his partner George Zunda is the actor that plays him. Nick and Gus go to speak with Catherine Trammell, and they both sense, especially Nick, that she's trouble, that she's very seductive, and this is all a game to her. And the people that she associates with are bad people, and this just seems like a big game, and she's not all she seems, but she has this seductive aura about her that just pulls you in, even though every red flag you can sense is all right there in front of you. And Sharon Stone conveys that perfectly here. So Nick is seeing his shrink as well. Like, his personal life is kind of crazy. His wife committed suicide, and he's been seeing his shrink, who's assigned to him by the department because of his substance abuse problems and all his other problems. But he starts seeing her, or he sees her off and on. It's Liz, played by Jeanne Tripplehorn, who he doesn't fully trust either. So his life is kind of screwed up. But he thinks Catherine Trammell did this, and a lot of evidence points to her, but there's no evidence to hold her. But she does, as part of her game, go to the police and they interrogate her, which leads to the classic scenes in this movie. You'll know what I'm talking about. So she goes on with her life, but Nick Curran's like, I know she did it. And the cops, the rest of the police force, like, we have nothing. But stay on her just in case she slips up somewhere and maybe we can bust her. But they keep looking around because Johnny Boz was a big contributor to the mayor of San Francisco's campaign. So there's a lot of political interest in this murder. So there's a lot of pressure on the police force to solve this case. So Nick Curran is assigned to it, and he gets into Catherine's web of deceit and lies and seduction. And he knows not to, but she pulls him in, even though he knows she's trouble. And it pushes him to the depths of hell and his own sanity, and he questions everything. And he starts to fall for her somewhat as well. So he doesn't want her to be the one that's been doing this. So he looks around, he starts to find evidence that makes him question that maybe she didn't do it. Her stories about things of the past are checking out. Maybe somebody's setting her up, because the murders, she's a novelist, are killed in the same way as described in her book. So either she's doing it and reacting to them, or it's in her subconscious, or there's a copycat killer out there. They don't know, but he keeps digging into her past, and it pushes him, to the gates of insanity, as I talked about earlier. So he's really pushed to the limit here, and he doesn't know what to do or who to trust. Gus is his only real friend. He doesn't really trust Catherine either, but she pulls him in, like I talked about earlier. So this is the ultimate thriller from the early 90s, in my opinion. And this is a great release. It is the ultimate edition, like I talked about. The video here is excellent. It's an excellent natural looking 4K. The grain is still noticeable, but the lighting, some 4Ks get overly bright. That's not the case with this. This is a kind of a neo-noir thriller, so you kind of have that cold look to it. And so it's still dim when it needs to be. And nothing pops too much as far as colors of cars or any of that. Where I did notice the 4K is the interior shots of, like, Michael Douglas's character, his Mustang. You can see the interior. The clothing has a little bit more, but I notice it in the cobblestone driveways or the tiles of roofs in San Francisco for some of those shots, or even the wallpaper, the textures. That's where you see the 4K video start to pop more. Now the audio here, the 5.1 Dolby DTS, not Dolby, the 5.1 DTS is excellent. I have a Vizio soundbar. I don't have a fancy setup like a lot of people, but something about it paired with my setup beautifully. The sound mix is maybe the best of any of my 4Ks. It's incredible. Dialogue, Jerry Goldsmith's score, the music in the club scene, all that stuff is mixed perfectly here. I wish all my discs sounded like this one. Just absolutely excellent. As far as special features, they're ported over, and like I said, this is the ultimate edition, and it really is, because you have special features from the special edition VHS, then the DVD, even the Laserdisc. There's commentaries, previous making ofs with all the stars and cast and crew, all kinds of stuff, storyboards, trailers, you name it, it's in this release. It's here. The artwork, some people aren't as crazy about it. I like it fine. The back cover, which I'll show you, I really do like a lot. Here's the slip. This comes off. Then you have this here, and the back, which I really do like. And the discs aren't particularly fancy here, but you have that as well. But if you're a fan of this film, absolutely, I suggest you pick this up. Now, it is going to cost you. I had to order it from Lionsgate Limited, and the price itself of $35 is not bad for all you get here. New artwork, all the special features into one release, a 3-disc set. But after shipping and taxes, it was $45, so it's going to cost you. There's no way around that. So I could understand if you wanted to wait for a sale or something like that, but this is definitely... I've kind of cut back on buying 4Ks and trying to save my money some, but this one was worth it to me, and this may be the best release of the year to me, in my opinion. So far, the year is still young, so something could come out, but I really am very pleased with it. The visuals, the audio, all the features, everything in here, it really, really works for this classic film, so I'm very happy. Let me know in the comments. Is this your favorite erotic thriller from the 90s? What are some other ones you might like? Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Did you get this edition? Let me know any of that in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.